I'm Kristen. You're watching Kristen Cooks. It is St. Patrick's Day on Sunday, which means it's almost spring. We have some super awesome weather coming up this weekend, and I can't wait. It's going to be so nice. Yeah. So I have some recipes that I want to show you for St. Patrick's Day. One of them are cookies made out of cake mix, and I don't know if you've had cookies like this before, but they are so good. I love them. They're so good. They're so just really great. You really need to try it. So I'll show you that one. I also have a spinach quiche coming up too. I want to make that one. I love quiche, and it has spinach in it, and some yummy cheeses. And I just wanted to, give that a try. Also, I have some pancakes for St. Patty's Day morning. So those have a little twist on them. So let's get going. Okay, so in my food processor, I'm putting in 1.5 cups of, or 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm going to pulse these dry ingredients together. Just quick, just a few pulses here, just to make sure the flour and the salt are together. And then I'm going to add in 1 stick of butter. I grated mine. You can cube yours up if you want, but this is just really easy. No cutting. I hate cutting cold butter. I don't know about you, but I hate it. Anyway, so put that in, pulse it till combined. The texture, yeah. Anyway, and then 1 tablespoon. I'm subbing out vinegar for sugar in the recipe because it's a savory pie crust, so I'm doing that instead of sugar. And then I'm going to put in about 4 tablespoons of cold water. We want everything that we're putting in here to be cold, because then that will help create a flaky crust. So just pulse it until it turns into like a wet sand type of texture. I'm not quite there yet. So I'm just going to add just like another teaspoon of water. It is really easy to go overboard with the water. I've done it before, and the crust will turn out really tough. It just ruins it. So I'm going to just pulse this a little bit more water in, and then it'll turn out perfect. Just like that. When you just squeeze it barely, it will stick together, and that's perfect right there. So I'll just turn it out onto my countertop here so that I can press it into a disc of dough. And it doesn't, if you have it just right, it won't take any work at all to get your dough to stick together and to just come together really, really fast. Look at that. I barely had to touch it, and it's ready to go. So then I'll put it into isn't it beautiful? Into a Ziploc bag, chill it for about 4 hours, and then it'll be ready to be rolled out. Hi, so this is part 2 kind of the quiche. So last night I did the crust, and then the recipe said to blind bake, or pre-bake the crust before I put in the egg filling, and it didn't work out because the recipe said to pre-bake the crust at 350. That was nowhere near hot enough. Like, it did not work at all. I had to scrap that last night, redo the crust this morning, and then I'm getting this done this afternoon. So let me show you. And I redid the crust, and then I preheated the oven to 425. Let me show you the crust now. So it worked perfectly. Oh, like this. Sorry. Okay, that's good. So the crust worked really well. See, I have these beans as pie weights. I don't cook with these. These are just for blind baking a pizza or a pie crust. So I'm just gonna lift those out, and as you can see, you know, it's just started to bake and the edges are just starting to get brown, and that's what you want. You'll want to stop here, and then we'll put in the filling. So I'm gonna I wanted to just tell you about that. If you do use this recipe, to just be mindful of that. I'll write that in the description box too. So let me just put these over here out of the way. Move my little crust over. You guys, I almost threw it on the floor. Woo! Okay, that's just me. That's just me. Okay. So I'm gonna refer to my recipe here. Pie crust check. I have 2 tablespoons of onions here. Check. Let me angle you down a little better there. Okay, that's better. I have a cup of chopped spinach, and then some shredded cheddar cheese, and then feta cheese. I love feta cheese. It's my favorite. So first we're going to put the onions into the pie crust here. Just like that. Just 2 tablespoons of onions. That's all we need. I am using red onion. Let's get the skin out. Okay, we don't need that. I like red onion. There, now you can see. I like red onion, so that's what I'm going to use. Use whatever you like, though. Shallots would be good in this too, I think. And then we're going to add in the 1 cup of chopped fresh spinach. If I can talk. That would be fabulous. Just going to put that in there. And then I'm going to sprinkle the cheddar cheese over the spinach. It says to use just a half a cup, but I love cheese, so I'm just going to kind of, you know, measure with my heart, if you will. I love that little expression. It's so cute and so fitting. I'm excited to try this though. I love quiche. I've never made one before, to be honest. And then we're going to put some feta cheese over the top. I think I'll reserve this leftover a little bit here to like just kind of garnish the top of it maybe before I put it in the oven or something. I don't know, but let's put this little container in. This is pretty much a whole container. This is 4 ounces. That was plenty. Yeah, it said just a half a cup, but I did about, you know, double that. Or a quarter cup. Sorry. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my egg mixture. I have 6 eggs in here. Just going to whisk these up really quick here. And then I'm going to grab my salt and pepper to season. I'm just going to, again, measure with my little heart here. A little sprinkle there. That looks good. A little sprinkle of pepper. And then I'm going to put in some dill weed. I love dill weed. I love it with eggs. So, of course, I got to put it in. And dill is just such a spring, summer flavor to me. For herbs, I love the fresh onion flavor. Oh, I love it. I can smell it. I love dill. Love dill. Okay, there's that. I think we're about ready to get her in the oven. Okay, so I have my little egg mixture here. Like that. it doesn't say to add any milk or anything. I mean, you don't want to add any extra water or liquid, you know, because it's got to set. Okay. So I'm just going to pour this over the cheese and the onion and the spinach. Just like nestle it in there like that. I'm gonna like make sure the egg gets around everything here. So I'm just gonna move things around a little bit here with my whisk like that. Okay, add egg mixture. And then it says to put in, just to dot the top here with a little bit of butter. About a tablespoon. I'm just gonna use my knife here and just kind of break off little pieces here. I'm just gonna put it on here and there. We'll call that good. Okay, so now we have the oven turned down to 350, and this will bake for about 25 minutes, 24 to 30, or until completely set. And then when it comes out of the oven, we're gonna let it set for like 5 minutes, and then we'll serve it up. Okay, so the quiche just came out of the oven. It was in there for about 26 minutes, and it looks perfect to me. It looks set. The crust is brown enough for my expectations. So I'll just let it sit here for about 5 minutes, and then we'll give it a try. So here I am cutting the quiche, and the quiche turned out really nice. I really liked the spinach flavor, and the feta cheese came out really well too. I liked all the herbs that I put in there, the dill, and yeah, just a dill, actually. That's the only one I put in there. But I loved it. I'm going to make this again, and this would be another great one for St. Patty's Day morning since it's on a Sunday this year. I know it's not super green, but, you know, I figured it'd pass with the spinach in there. So I hope you tried this one. Here I am. I'm going to take a little bite here. And look, it perfectly set after 26 minutes in the oven, and it was great. So I hope you make it, and I will put it in the description box for you. So starting off with the cookies. Let me get this stuff out of the way. I have this vanilla cake mix. They said you could use, the recipe said, you could use any cake mix you want. So I thought this Betty Crocker Super Moist French Vanilla cake mix sounded good. But you do want to make sure, let me grab some scissors here, that it's white cake mix. That way the green will really stand out, of course, when you put that in. So I'm just going to dump this cake mix into this bowl here. Really easy. Oh, I forgot the eggs. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I have 2 eggs here. So I'm just going to crack these in to the cake mix. And then I need a 1/3 cup of oil. This is just canola oil. So I'm going to get this poured. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Get this kind of centered. And then we're going to get it mixed up here. And that's all you need for these cake mix cookies. It's just cake mix, oil, and eggs. And that's it. And then we're going to take it a step further and add some green food coloring. Can you add it? Okay, the batter, the dough, is going to be very, very thick. Don't use a whisk. It didn't work out very well, so we switched to a spatula. So my daughter here, my assistant, just added just a little bit. I think that'll probably be plenty. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just mix it in just like that. Very nice. Very St. Patrick's Day. Okay, we'll be back. My daughter here was saying that maybe next time we could beat the green food dye in with the eggs instead of separate like this, because it's kind of hard to get it mixed in where it's not like streaky or anything. But what do you think? Does that look good? Do we need more? I think maybe a little bit more. I think we need it a little bit more vibrant is what I think. A little darker. It looks mint green right now. Yeah, we'll call that good. Okay, so you gotta kind of play around with the amounts of food dye you use, but I think we got it. I think that's good enough here. I don't want to put too much in and make it weird. So now we have just some white chocolate chips. Just like that, and she'll put in just half the package, I think would be enough. Yeah, whoa. That's good.
That's about half.
Look at that. Oh, it's pretty. It looks so spring. So springy. I think I'm about done with winter. How about you guys? What's it like where you guys live? I live in Oregon. I'm tired of the rain. So we get a little break. Not for very long, just, over the weekend, but we get a nice little break. Okay, so now that it's all mixed together, I'm going to put this in the fridge for just like 20 minutes. My oven's preheated, just so that it doesn't like spread out too much when you bake them. All right, so it's been chilled, ready to go. So I just have a small scoop here, and I'm just gonna scoop away. And then these are gonna bake at 350 just for like 10 minutes. So pretty easy. And then just for a little extra decoration, we're just putting some extra white chocolate chips on top to make it look, more festive. So we're going to make some leprechaun green pancakes. They're not really leprechaun, I just added that in. So I'm going to do 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 3.5 teaspoons, and 1 teaspoon of salt goes in. And then I need 1 teaspoon of sugar. Get that. And then I'm going to get a whisk out. Whisk together my dry ingredients. Okay, so now we're moving on to the wet ingredients, and I'm going to sub out Greek yogurt for melted butter. It's a little bit better for you, plus, you get a little bit of protein in your pancakes, and plus the yogurt helps the batter to get nice and like fluffy, or your pancakes to be nice and fluffy because of the acid in the yogurt. So that's another reason why I like to use it. And then I have 1 egg going in. My daughter's over there doing some things with some cereal for the pancakes. Okay, and then I'm going to also add in, this isn't in the recipe, but I always add vanilla to my pancake batter. So I'm just going to add that in. And then also on the dry ingredients, I always add cinnamon. I didn't do that, I forgot, but just going to add a bunch of cinnamon. There's some really good health benefits to cinnamon too that I like to add. So then we have the wet here. Just poke a hole there. Get the yolks going. The yolk. There we go. Then I'll add the wet into the dry. I feel like I'm missing
milk. You're missing milk.
Oh, yes, you're right. 1¼ cups of milk. Will you grab the milk, please, from the fridge? Thank you very much. It's like there's something missing here. That's not very much wet ingredients there is. So, anywho, she needs a measuring cup. We'll just grab that one. So now she's going to measure out 1¼ cups of milk. We just have 2% here. That's what we use usually. I don't have whole milk sitting around all the time, you know. So we just use the milk that we usually have all the time, which is 2%. Okay, that looks better, right? We have some actual wet ingredients here now. So I'm just going to mix this up well and try not to over mix. Just like this. Then it's almost time to make these into St. Patty's Day pancakes, which would be great in the morning with a side of bacon, maybe some scrambled eggs. That sounds good. But my kids will enjoy these in the morning before school. They like to have pancakes.
Who even is St. Patty's?
Ready?
Who is
I don't know.
Who is that?
Does anybody know? Let me know in the comments.
I mean, Google exists, but who has that one?
Yeah, who started? How long has St. Patty's been around? I should research that and give you some facts. I think I'll do that for the video.
I think it's just a holiday for Americans to get wasted.
That too. Okay, so now is the fun part. We're going to add in the green food coloring. So I'm going to try really hard not to add in too much. Okay. There we go. Look at.
Merry Christmas.
Perfect. Yeah, we're still not quite to the green. The richness of the green that I like in it. It's a little bit too minty. Mint green. So I'm just adding a little more in. There, I think that's about good. I think that'll do it. So, thanks for watching my video. You know how to finish out the pancakes. You just cook them. And then I'm going to garnish them with some whipped cream and some little marshmallows out of the Lucky Charms cereal. There were no green marshmallows in there. It was kind of disappointing. But anyway, this was fun. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll see you in the next one.